Okay, so I think you all can see my screen now. So yesterday, I have sent you an email, explaining the issues which were not working. The wave picking and for the delivery split. Okay, I mean sometimes it doesn't work, so I was not doing it the correct way. So just send you an email. Please go through that and please try out yourself. You know, so you can check your email, and as per the steps mentioned, you can try out pick the delivery split and the wave wave scenario where we could see the wave getting assigned to the next time or next slot. Okay, so today we'll complete the outbound process by completing pick denial, which is again a kind of an exception, and talking a brief about the concept of batches in EWM. Okay, so let us first talk about pick denial. Okay, so what is pick denial? Basically, pick denial is also a kind of an exception. So a kind of an exception scenario where uh, system basically will change your delivery quantity automatically if you don't have enough stock for picking. Okay, let's say you have a delivery of 10 pieces, okay, to be picked from warehouse, but let's say for example you you have stock only for 8 pieces. Okay, so what you want is to avoid manual intervention, so you may pick 8, and if you have activated pick denial, automatically in the background the delivery quantity will be 8. So if a batch job is scheduled for good issue, or there is some automation immediately after picking, good issue should be posted, so that automation will be carried out immediately. Okay, so the idea here is to in a fast moving warehouse you don't need people to go and change the delivery quantity. See, if you have picked, you want to issue immediately, let's say supply to a production line or supply to your another warehouse. You don't want to wait for the complete stock to be available, and you would immediately post the material document or update ECC that yeah, you have picked a product and you are about to deliver it. Let's say 8 pieces you have picked, there is no stock for remaining 2 in the warehouse. You simply quickly supply 8 and you change the delivery quantity to 8 and do the good issue. Okay. So what happens for the remaining 2? The remaining 2 will be picked from another warehouse, maybe for example. Okay, or remaining 2 may be picked from, or maybe a new delivery will be created for future date when the stock is subjected to be you know arriving at your warehouse. So in this screen, a pick denial concept is shown where you can see, for pick denial you create a delivery of 5. Okay, and you create tasks, find only 3 pieces. So you say if after pick denial, so automatically the delivery quantity becomes 3, and delivery quantity in ECC will also be updated by 3 to the delivery. Okay, ECC gets updated by 3. So then your sale order or your initial requirement was of 5. So this sale order, which was supposed to get 5 pieces, has only been supplied with 3. There is a requirement of 2 still for the sale order. So there is MRP, or there is another ways of trying to create a delivery in the sales side. So sales will try to achieve that remaining 2 piece, maybe from the same warehouse in future day or from a different warehouse if it is immediately available. So your company might, uh, have a feature where they have multiple warehouses, and if they don't have stock in one warehouse, they generally look in another warehouse. So you can configure in the sales side that if check first stock here, if they create delivery, if not, check stock in the next warehouse and create delivery there. So next delivery gets created, which will be picked and good issue separately from another warehouse. Okay. So this is big denial for you. I'll just quickly show you how it works. So if you see, let me go to the configuration and activate quick deny. So before we start, just want to make sure that mm, I have not missed any config. Okay, so quick deny at warehouse level, quick deny at process level. Very good test. So quick denial is activated at two levels. One is it is activated at warehouse level, and then it is activated at process type level. So a process type for outbound is 2010. So we are going to activate it at both levels. So it's already activated at warehouse level. Let me check if it is activated at. I think it's activated at warehouse process type level also. Saying warning in foreground, follow-up action in background. Adjust quantity in warehouse to picked quantity. Okay. We have activated that for a process type. So let us check for a delivery now. Hmm. Let me create a delivery in ECC. So let me say the requirement here is for, let's say, 4 pieces. Okay. And if it's, what we'll do is, in a warehouse, we'll make sure that there are only 2 pieces available in the storage type. So delivery is created and distributed. Let me check. If the system is slow, it might be stuck somewhere in the queue, waiting for processing. So as per this product should only be picked from H004. So what I'm going to do is will try to pick from 8004, and I'm going to make sure that there are only two pieces in 8004. Okay, so we'll see the quantity changing it. So you can see 8004, we have so much quantity. We don't know. Mm, okay, one good thing we can do is we can block the bins. Okay, so it will not pick from those bins. So rather than moving the stock to another bin, let us block them so that they won't be considered for picking. So okay, I'll have to move this HUs to another bin. Control, and just keep one HU here. Or let me move this HU to another bin and block these two bins. Yeah. See, things like exception code, pick denial, on wave picking, all of these features, which SAP has given, so that we can automate our processing and there is least, you know, action required from people, who are working on the shop floor to go on desktop. Okay, so anything can be done on the go, and you set up your warehouse in such a manner that least actions are to be carried out on desktops. Okay, because in warehouse we can hardly afford to keep a desktop, so there will be only small workstations kept apart, few meters apart from each other, so there won't be much, at every place of work. So the stock looks like this now. So I'm going to block these two bins. So I can block the bins in monitor also. Block stock remover. Block forward way. Okay. So block this bins. Now when I create a task, it should only find two pieces. Create a task. Found more stock, it seems. So picked up performance. Picking up BA and BB. Oh, since it is blocked, still the unit is being considered for picking. Let me cancel this. I think better I'll move them to another storage type. So our picking is also only limited to eight 004. So I'm just trying to now place it into another warehouse, another storage type where the picking is not being done from. So I'll do ADHU again, ad hoc movement. So I'm doing a mass change and saying move all of them to storage type 8003. It's not allowing me. Let me try some other storage type 8001. Let me do it this way 003 and give me a veneer. HU type E2 not permissible keyboard. Let me do one thing. I think better I move it to GI zone, yeah, because I don't want to change our config. We have config is based on which palette is allowed where and so on. So I'm putting it into a good issue zone. Okay. So create and I have confirmed it. We'll just remove this stop from the 8004 storage type. There are no HUs in this now. So let us now try to create a task for this. Okay, so basically we try to see in the background what happens. Background, it is this pig denial. Pig denial is calling this exception code PDO2. Okay, so if whenever we execute pig denial, like the background, what it does is PDO2, and if you see PDO2 here, this is standard exception code. Just telling you, how the configuration would work. During warehouse task creation, it will be executed. Yeah, you can see the business context. So here you can see there's a workflow mentioned over here. So basically what it does, it triggers a workflow in the background, which is WRO3. So if you can see the workflow details here, so workflow will be triggered, and these are the workflow details, which event and the object which will trigger the movement. Okay. So let me try and create now. Task create plus. Again, it has created two tasks. Let us see. There is no stock in BB. How it is picking from BB then? There is some stock which is about to be physical stock, so let's see common stock here. So there is some stock here. This HU is, there was open HU task, so system was overwriting that and creating a new task for us. So let me move this HU also out to from 8004. Just give me a minute. I'm just trying to. Just give me a minute. I'll get my mouse. My um, laptop is not working. Just give me a minute. Okay. The touchpad was not working, so just use my mouse here. Mm, Let me move this stock. Okay, the stock is now good issue zone. Now let us try. I've cancelled all the tasks which were there for picking. Now let us create a fresh task. So now you can see, we will give a warning in foreground. It is saying that there are tasks created only for part of the requested quantities. Only two are available. Could not be picked and could only be partially picked. Okay, so I'll say okay. So out of four, only two are available. So I'm assuming in the background, picked denial would work, and it's not yet done. Maybe. So let us see if our workflow is triggered or not. See here, a workflow has been executed to reduce the quantity. Okay, so it should go and it should have reduced the quantity to 2. So see, the quantity has now been changed to 2. So if you confirm your picking, okay, so I'll just confirm the picking task and do the good issue. So it will go and change the quantity in ECC also. So during confirmation I need to pick the HU. There is only one HU, so it should be fine. Okay, and let me do a good issue. Okay, so let us go back for delivery. This is the delivery and check in ECC. Still the good issue is not posted. The queue might be in process. still running. So we would see the quantity becoming 0, and when we are going to create, when sale order had, let's say, 10 pieces, 4 pieces, we supplied only 2. Now the sale order will remain open, and MRP or some other features of ECC will be used to create a delivery from another warehouse, or maybe from other location or from the same location, based on what is the availability date in future. Okay, so it has been processed here. So you can see the quantities become 2. Good issue is posted, and you can now see the material document as well. Good issue material document. You can see the handling unit information that we pick 601. So is it clear now? Pick denial concept. Any questions on pick denial? Will you be able to test it out yourself now?
Yeah, no. We'll try.
Okay.
Same will be happen if the user the person we are issuing a good issue, he's rejected 2 quantities. So same will happen with pick denial also. Like out of 4, they are rejecting 2 quantity. So that scenario applicable with that also.
So sorry, which scenario? If out of 4 they are picking only 2,
And rejecting that 2
or
quantity.
no. See, this scenario will be only applicable while creating tasks, while you're trying to find out stock, and if there is less stock available in your warehouse. See, if there was, let's say, 4 quantity, we created a task for 4, and we, let's say, picked only 2. 2 we couldn't pick, at the time of picking the bin was damaged or something was there. So then, the pick denial will not work in that case. In that case, if we want, while we are picking, I mean, that's a good question. If during picking we pick 2 pieces, and we want to say now, okay, I don't want to pick any more pieces, then in that case, what you have to do is, you have to say BIDF exception code. Okay, so this BIDF exception code, if we give a follow-up action of that workflow, okay, then it is also going to reduce your delivery to your picked quantity. So if you give your workflow here, it is also going to reduce. Or you have an option here where you can say use process code 0001 and adjust with difference quantity. So what this process code will do is it will go and change your delivery quantity whenever you are reducing your picking quantity from 4 to 2. Okay. So this can be done, this configuration can be done if you want pick denial at the time of picking also. So you can see the name, it's a full pick denial. The concept is called as full pick denial.
Pick
So
denial worked after creation of warehouse task.
at the time of creation of warehouse
At
task.
the time of creation.
So yeah, and this is exception code, pick denial using exception code, and that is at the time of task creation.
Okay. Thank you.
Alright, then let us move on to our next topic, which is direct outbound delivery order. So okay, direct outbound delivery orders are the orders which are directly created in EWM side. Okay, we don't wait for them to be created in ECC, or created by somebody and distributed to EWM. Let's say there are some typical examples when you need such automatic, sorry, direct outbound delivery orders. Direct means they are not created from ECC but created from EWM. We saw a scenario in inbound, where we were creating inbound delivery directly in EWM. Now we are just talking here about outbound delivery, how they are created directly in EWM. Okay, so below are the scenarios which are set up in ECC, which are set up in EWM for direct outbound deliveries. Let's say pickup. Pickup means if you have agreement with the customer, okay, and they are to supply you, and the customer has to supply, sorry, you have to supply parts to that customer. Let's say the customer, you have an agreement that there will be no deliveries. This is like a open or a big order is given by a customer. So what you will do is, you don't want to waste your time in creating deliveries, checking the delivery it has completed or not, and tasks are created, good issued, and everything for that delivery is done or not. So somebody in ECC has to plan your delivery, right? So what we do is we have an agreement with the customer saying that, okay, you are our regular customer, you take a lot of parts from us, and we don't want to delay your processing, you giving us a requirement, and then you know creating delivery, we create delivery for that. Rather, what we will do is, whenever you need material, just come down to our place and just pick it up. Okay, it's like a called a pickup delivery or direct sales delivery, or some sales from stock. So let's say you have pumps which are readily available in 8004. Okay, and your customer comes in and he says, I want 3 pumps. You simply pick it and could issue that pump to customer. So you don't have to create delivery in ECC. A person, why we need this functionality of delivery creation in EWM, because the person working on the EWM side does not have access to ECC. Okay, so he can use EWM access and go and create the delivery. Okay, so if we, and there are some more deliveries, like if there is some urgency, immediate requirement, you can create delivery with ECC, but if there is any urgent requirement, you can also ask for immediate delivery in EWM. Okay, then scrapping, for scrapping purpose also you can do a delivery creation directly in EWM. Account assignment, if you want to create a delivery for a cost center, or work element, or any other account assignment category, then you use this outbound delivery order. Okay. Sorry, I just lost my connection in between. I think it's working now. So I'll show you how we can create this direct outbound delivery order. So you are in this PRDO screen, or you can directly do a new creation, direct outbound delivery for pickup or for scrapping. Let's say we go for a pickup. It's asking us go and maintain default values first. Okay, let's go into this transaction again just to okay. Like this we can create. So yeah, this will require all your manual action to give. So you can see a manual check mark has been given here. The same was with inbound delivery. So if there is a separate transaction where you can go and also create a delivery for cost center. I think here I don't see a delivery for cost center, only pickup and scrapping. Okay. Then we come and maintain here saying that we want product T dash F100 quantity 4. Okay. Then process type should be also okay. Process type has come from delivery type. It has been determined. Staging bin. See all this we have to give ourselves. Okay. Issue bin should be GI zone. Then this is outbound, right? So we need to give for which partner this is going to, right? So we need to give a partner where this uh, delivery is going to go. So partner is this one, yeah. Okay. I think we are good now. I think we can save it, and we will see this delivery created 11350. Now, as I told you, that your delivery in ECC and EWM are synchronized. So anything you create here should get distributed to ECC. Anything you create in ECC should get distributed to EWM. So this PPF action has already been triggered to send the delivery to ECC. So we will see this delivery in ECC. The number range is different always for deliveries which are created in EWM. This is because you want to make sure that the number range don't overlap. Stuff over here. I think delivery tag cannot. So based on this parameter, we need to determine a delivery type. Oh, big.
Hello. Hello.
हाँ तबरेज
आ रहा है आवाज?
आ रहा है ना आवाज।
रोहन को भी नहीं आ रहा है। रिकनेक्ट हो क्या?
रुको बात कर रहे क्या कुछ।
रिकनेक्ट का बोल रहा है। अपनों को तो आ रहा है ना?
आ रहा है अभी वो बात मैं उसको पूछता हूँ तू बात कर करके कुछ।
हम्म। यस। यस को आ रहा है।
जैसे आवाज येतोय का रे।
आ रहा है श्रेयस को। रोहन को नहीं आ रहा
हाँ
है
हाँ
क्या?
आ रहा
रोहन कैन
आ रहा है
यू
आवाज।
रिकनेक्ट?
मेरे को लग रहा है उसके इसमें था अपना बराबर चल रहा था।
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Rohan.
Alright. So, let's share the screen now. So, if you see the delivery got created now, what I did is I had to maintain the delivery type determination which was missing for our warehouse, and then I processed the queue and we can see the direct outbound delivery getting created in EWM. Oh, sorry, created in ECC from EWM. Okay. So is it clear how we can create outbound deliveries and the purpose of direct outbound deliveries? So just for your information, I think for cost center also we have a separate transaction for creating outbound deliveries. Shipping office is S380. Just a pickup. So So here, if you are creating for any account assignment, yeah, let's say for a cost center, you can create a delivery for a cost center. The only difference, or for an order or for a work element, only difference is here you have to give your cost center number. Okay, then this middle document will be posted against that cost center. Okay, so this is again a kind of a direct outbound delivery where we create a delivery for a account assignment. So we'll not create it because once we create it, it's the same way, we create it and send to ECC. Then I think I need to take you through one last bit of outbound, that is batch determination. So we don't have much data to test for batches, but I can show you what all changes you will see in the system when you are working with batch management in EWM. So what all points you need to consider and you need to take care whenever you are working with batch management. Okay. So for batch management, you know, first thing is when during our integration setting, you have to set the batch determination indicator here so that EWM can also determine batches for you. Okay. Then you need to define a new item type for outbound deliveries. So, up till now, our item type was, uh, let me see what our item type was for outbound delivery.
Yeah, hi Ron.
Yeah,
What is batch?
I uh, 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 okay. See, I think you guys might have not worked in pharmaceutical company or any process industry. See, whenever, okay, um, see, whenever you buy any medicine, okay, if you collect a bill, if you recollect, on the bill, the team or the guy who is selling the medicine, he will mention what is the uh, batch of that particular product. So in process industries, products are made in batches. So see, there are certain characteristics of the products which you can't, you know, simulate, or you cannot create the exact configuration all the time. Let's say in case of medicine, okay, in case of medicine, there is some chemical composition. So expected chemical composition is 0.08 to 0.09 grams. Okay, so you can always put it in that range. You cannot always put the exact weight or exact content in medicines. Okay, so same way in your paint industry, you have paints, and the your paint, it can the content, let's say, of a particular chemical in a paint is not always exact. It will be in some range, let's say 0.1 gram to 0.5 gram, or 0.1 to 0.08 gram. So each time a production lot is created, you know that has been given a name of a batch. It gives a name of a batch. So if you want to go into more detail, if you search batch management, it's a very old concept in SAP. A batch management dot if you Google batch management dot PDF, you'll get a book from SAP on batch management. So it's a very detailed concept, and kind of very very much used in pharmaceutical companies or process companies or paints, chemicals, where your product characteristics are not, like, see, pump, we know there are going to be one uh, shaft, some casings, some turbo drive. So it is fixed. The content is fixed and the quantity is also fixed. But I give you example of chemicals. They cannot be exactly matching. Even though you put the weight and the quantity, but still the characteristics, even if it is 0.00001, also if it is changing composition of a part, that may result into drastic change in your, you know, um, characteristics. So what is acceptable based on the composition characteristics you design in a batch? These are the characteristics and these are the features in that. acceptable characteristics. So the companies which use batches, they have, if they are working with EWM, they always have batches in ECC. So not all companies use batches, but companies which are using batches, so how EWM should be compatible with those processes, those products. So when your delivery is created, it will tell you which batch you have to pick. Okay, so there is something called as batch determination. So ECC will pick a batch and tell you have to pick this batch of a product. Okay, so the stock, apart from showing you the quantity and the product, it will also show you the stock, what all batches are there in your stock. Okay, so let's say there is a batch which was made on Monday, batch on Tuesdays. So same way, you have different batches of different dates. So, or you can have batch based on characteristics. Let's say the content was 0.01 to 0.02, batch 1. Product is same, okay, but the batches, the same product, in another day you made a medicine, but there the composition was slightly higher, 0.023 instead of 0.021. So such compositions which are not possible to exactly replicate for some parts, we use batches there. It is a separate industry altogether. Okay, so since technically if we go in SAP, if we are storing batch information, we need the item type to be different. So we have been using OPID or I think OUTB store delivery type. Let's see what is the main item type we use. Yeah, ODLV. So we need to create a new item type so that we can store somewhere here the batch information, right? So this changes we need to do. Then the product which is batch managed, it has to have a batch requirement indicator. Okay, so there is a transaction, in EWM where you can see the batches of the product. So these are the few changes, which you need to make sure, you are aware of if you're working with batches. Okay, so a batch is not configured in this system because it has a lot of dependency on the ECC data. So I couldn't find any data on the ECC, so I was not able to map the process here. But yeah, I've just made sure in the Word document I put whatever differences or what are precautions you need to be aware of while you're working with batches. Okay, so if we talk about batches, they come from delivery creation and they move into EWM, and EWM will pick and go issue those batches. So batch you can either select in ECC, or if you can make a config saying that we don't want in ECC, we will select it in EWM. So what is the criteria for searching the batch? Like what was, it's based on the content of your part, or it's based on a good receipt date, or based on the shelf life date of your part. So you give the criteria based on which your batch should be selected. Okay? Then EW will select and deliver that batch to you. So yeah, I mean, depending on your company, you might come across a scenario where you work with batches. Yeah. So here we complete our week 3 session of outbound. So in outbound we saw basic outbound process, storage control. We understood it theoretically. Then we gone through wave processing. We saw the different strategies, the exception handling. How do we work with exception codes, pig denial, a special kind of exception handling given by SAP, and direct outbound deliveries, and then finally we just had a quick run on the batch management. Okay, so tomorrow, tomorrow I may be on leave. I think tomorrow I will definitely be on leave. So can we can we have a break for tomorrow and then we can continue from day after tomorrow on week 5? I think I have to attend some family function, so I would be traveling tomorrow.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Yeah. Thank you. So we'll catch up again on Friday. Okay, and we'll start a new topic, which is yard management. So I think then we have been talking about storage control, inbound, outbound, complex warehouse processes. We haven't gone through them because yard was not available to us. So now once we configure yard, then we can do all these processes like loading, unloading, picking, packing, staging, loading, outbound and inbound process and subsequent steps. So next, week 8, we are only going to, sorry, week 5, we are only going to focus on complex processes in inbound and outbound. And for that, first we'll complete yard management. Okay. Okay. Any questions before we end for today? Anything, any queries? No questions, then we'll end the session and we meet again on Friday.
Yeah. Okay. Can you send that docs for week 5?
Yeah, I'll drop it in the shared drive.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, alright, thanks. Bye.